Hi guys, in today's lecture we are going to learn about the if-else statements in C language. In this session we are going to discuss about some of the example scenarios where we can use this if-else statement. What is the syntax of the if-else statement? How does the if-else statement will get executed? Solutions for the example scenarios. Some of the do's and then don'ts, the execution of the if-else statement. Is this agenda clear for everyone? Let us start with the first case. A user is asked to find out whether the given number is an even or odd. And then second one is student is a pass or fail. The third scenario is suppose the user is asked to switch on the air condition when the temperature is greater than 22 and switch off automatically when the temperature is less than 22. And the next scenario is to verify the user details only pass the access grant when the user is unlegitimate, to check whether the candidate is selected or not based on the selection criteria. So these are the 5 different example scenarios that we are going to discuss in today's session. So in all of them, one thing is common, to verify condition and then the condition outcome true or false. Let us check what is the flowchart if-else statement. The if statement in the flowchart is given by using the decision box. If the condition is true, then it will go and then execute this statement 1. If the condition is false, then it will go and then execute the statement 2. After these 2 statements, then it will go and then execute the statement n. Let us see what is the syntax of the if-else statement. If condition or text expression or value, opening bracket, true statement block, here it is statement 1, else, and then false statement block, here it is statement 2, and then statement 10. Let us check out how does this get executed. First, it will verify if the condition is true or the value given in this if statement is non-zero, then it will execute the true statement block, statement 1. If at all the condition is false or the expression results the 0 value, then it automatically executes the statement 2. So in either of the case, it can only execute one block, either statement 1 or either statement 2. So that sort of the scenarios only we can make use of the if-else statement. So let us the 5 example scenarios to write a C program to check whether the given number is an even or odd. First job is to read the number. So I am going to declare a number int n and enter the value printf %d comma ampersand n. So now we completed reading the element, reading the number. We need to write down the if-else statement. Now what we need to do, if the expression results n mod 2 is 0, then automatically what it is going to do, it needs to print the given number is an even number. So printf given number is even. Otherwise, we are going to write down the printf, the given number is odd. Here we are just verifying whether the modulo division of this any number with 2 double equal to 0, that means the given number is an even number, otherwise it is an odd number. Let us execute this program, save this program, execute this program and then check what is the output. Let us enter the value 56. For this given number, this number is divisible by 2, so that is why we need to get the value even number. So we got the even. Let us execute again 37. Now for this case, the given number is not divisible by, hence it is an odd number. So this is how we can write down the program to check whether the given number is an even or odd. So what is happening here, after you read the number, it is going to modulo divide this number with 2, as you already know that modulo division operator will result in a remainder. So the remainder after you divide the n value by 2 is equal to 0, which is a relational operator. If it returns true, then it executes this true statement block, which is the given number is even. Otherwise, it is going to execute the else statement block, the given number is odd. So this is the scenario 1. Let us check the scenario 2. Here, what we need to do is, we need to read the student data of the internal marks and then external marks, and if the total is below 50%, then we need to print the given student is failed. Otherwise, we need to display the given student is passed. So, let us read, in order to read those two values, we need to declare two variables. One is int, internal, and then for total. Now, what we need to do is, we need to read internal marks and then external marks. In order to read the internal marks, printf, enter internal marks, scanf, %d, comma, ampersand, internal. I just wanted to remind you again, this ampersand resembles the address of the internal. If you don't use this ampersand, the value will not get stored in the internal variable. Now again, let us execute, write down the similar kind of the statement, read external values. Let us read external marks, ampersand, external. Now the total given by the formula, total is equal to internal plus external. Now, what we need to do, we need to make a decision to print either pass or fail. In taking out the decision, we need to direct the controller to select among the two statements. We are going to write down the two statements. One is printf student pass. This is one statement, and then printf student is fail. Among these two statements, to take the decision, which statement to be executed based on the condition that is made over the total. We are writing down that condition in the if block. If total is greater than 50, then we can say that the student is passed. Then we can say that the student is passed. Else we say that student is failed. So now we completed writing down the program. Now let us execute this program and then check. So I am just entering the values, internal as 20, external as 45. In this case, the total will become 65, and then output it has to be passed. Let us execute again and then check for the other case. Internal as 10 and then external as 20. In this case, the student is failed. Here also we use a condition which returns either true or false. Now let us check out the another scenario. The third scenario is to read the temperature value and switch off when the temperature is less than 22, otherwise switch on the air. For this, we are going to read temperature. We need to declare a variable int. Now we need to read the value, printf, enter, job is over. Now we have completed writing down the statements corresponding to reading temperature value. Now what we need to do, we are having the two statements either to switch off or switch on. So I am going to write on the printf switch off AC. Here I need to write on switch off AC. And then second case is printf switch on AC. These are the two things that we are having with our case. So this has to be executed if the condition temperature is less than 22. Otherwise, it needs to execute the second case. Now, let us check whether for all the cases our program is executing or not. Now, I am trying to enter the value which is 27. Now, our AC is switched on. Let me execute it again one more time. 22. Then also the AC is switched on. Why it is happening just like that? Why? Because we wrote a condition like when the temperature is less than 22 only, we need to switch off the AC. If it is equal to or greater than, then automatically we need to switch on the AC so that our temperature can be conditioned. Let us check out whether for the another case which is 70, our AC switch is automatically off. So this is how we are directing compiler. We are directing the compiler to execute our program based on the condition scenario. Here we are writing decision making and branching statement using if else. So here we are having the two cases. For one case we need to mention it in if at all. If it is false, then automatically we need to write down in the else. Let us check the another scenario. So in this scenario, we are going to read the username and then password. If the username is BAC and then password is CSC, then it needs to display the login success. Otherwise, it needs to display login fail. String function. One function is to read the string. For reading the string, we are having, first of all, we need to declare the string variable. In order to declare the string variable, char user of 100. Similarly, password PSW of 100. String variables which can hold two string values. Now, the next case is, we need to read the values into user as well as in password. In order to read any string, we are having to majorly use either scanf or getS function. For example, let us use, for this program, I just wanted to introduce you string reading function, which is a getS. getS function will read the string. Now, we are reading the two of the strings. One is user and then second one is the password. First of all, a string is declared just like this. For the time being, you just remember the string is collection of the set of the character. Here we are using the getS function to read a string. Login success. Second one is an printf login. In two of the cases, first case, what we need to check, if the username is DEC and then password is CSC, then we need to display login success. So if strcmp user comma VAC double equal to 0 and strcmp of PSW comma CSC double equal to 0. So I just wanted to explain about what is this statement. The string compare will compare two strings. One is an user first string, what we read from the keyboard, and then it is going to compare this user value with BEC. Double equal to 0 means both the values, the difference between these two is 0. If it is, if a value that you enter in user and then BEC both are same, then it results in 0. Otherwise, it will result in some of the number. Similarly, here also the password. In both the conditions, if they are true, then only it will execute the login success. Otherwise, it will display the login is failed. So now let us execute this program and then check. First, let us give the condition BEC CS. It is displaying login success. Let us execute again. Hello world login failed. So that is how we can write down the program to validate whether the given user is an authenticated legitimate user or not. So let us complete the next scenario, final scenario, whether candidate is selected with a certain criteria or not. So we are having the two of the conditions. One is his height should be greater than 165 and weight should be in between 60 to 80. Then the candidate is selected. In this sort of the case, we need to read the two of the variables. One is in height and then other one is in weight. For reading these two values, we need to declare them. So in height, comma, weight. Now we need to give the user choice to input the values. Printf, enter, height, scanf, %d, comma, ampersand, height. Similarly, printf, enter, weight, scanf, ampersand, weight. Again, I am just reminding you that ampersand resembles the address of the variable. Here the variable is weight. So whatever the value that is read from the scanf statement will only get stored when you mention this ampersand. So now the condition for the selection criteria is height should be greater than 165 and then second selection criteria, weight should be in between 60 to 80. So in that sort of the case, we will write down just like this: weight is greater than 60, greater than or equal to 60, and weight is less than or equal to 8. So we are having three of the cases. So and is represented with the logical and is represented with a double ampersand. So entire thing we just embed in the case and here. So now we just formulated what is the condition that we need to write for the selection criteria. So if this condition satisfies, then the candidate is displayed, the candidate is not selected. Compile this program and then check whether this gets executed properly or not. Now let us enter the values for the height and then weight based on the selection criteria. 178 and then weight 65 should be a selected candidate. Yes. Let us check again. 148 but the weight is 65, candidate is not selected. Let us check once again. 166, but the weight is 87, candidate is not selected. So our statement will work for all the scenarios that I just mentioned. So this is about the if else state, some of the do's and then don'ts during the if else state. So during the if else statement, we cannot write down any condition in the else block. Here the condition, for example, I want to check once again one more condition like weight is less than 45 and then try to compile. So then it will, here it is showing that error. Here it is showing that error. So this is not allowed here. And then similarly printf high and then try to compile this program. Here also I am getting an error because here we wrote else statement without if statement. That means immediately after if, I need to write down the else block. So these are some of the important tips that I need to write down. Statement should be made when our problem is having a disjoint set of the solutions. That means only two different alternatives in the solutions. Then we can select this if else statement. Thank you. Sorry. So I just wanted to summarize what we discussed now. Else statement must be immediately followed by the if statement. Else without if statement is not valid. Else does not verify any condition. The problem with the disjoint solutions only implementable with if else statement. Thank you for this session.